Hello explorers, we have a new event going on this week, and while I'm out hunting for Allosaurus at my local park, as you can see right here, there was a Triceratops that spawned right underneath us. So we definitely had to stop down from what we were doing and catch some DNA off of that. I've got all the details for you from this event coming up next. Welcome back explorers, it is Monday. We do have another live event and Jurassic World Alive, as I mentioned before. This week though, we have a whole new set of dinosaurs. It looks like it's going to be the exact same format as last week, with the exception of we have 3 dinosaurs previously unavailable. Now I don't know a whole lot about the new dinosaurs that will come in the coming days. This week's dinosaurs are Allosaurus, Bajongosaurus, Concavenator, Stygimoloch, Velociraptor, T-Rex. There's 2 epics in this list, and Carnotaurus. First and foremost, today we have Allosaurus. Now you might be asking yourself, why would I want to collect Allosaurus DNA? Well, despite being a common, Allosaurus has the 3rd highest health and the 3rd highest damage stats in the game. You could do a lot worse with a common dinosaur, and you're gonna get 12 attempts to collect as much DNA as possible. So you can easily power this guy up. Once you get to level 15, you're gonna be able to fuse with Sinoceratops to create the legendary tiered dinosaur Allosaurus. You're definitely gonna want that one in your deck, but it is gonna take a little bit of work. So you're not gonna get that off of this week's event, but this is gonna get you a lot closer than if you were just catching Allosaurus one by one out in the wild. But what is a hybrid? Well, hybrid is exactly what it sounds like. It's a fusion of 2 dinosaurs that create a new species. Remember, some hybrids can further be fused to form additional dinos. For example, if we go back to last week's event, and things are gonna get a little confusing here, so try to follow me. You have the opportunity to dart Apatosaurus and Nodosaurus, which are gonna fuse together to create Nodopodosaurus. Well, Nodopodosaurus isn't the end of the line. Nodopodosaurus can then be fused with Stegosaurus to create Stegodeias. So if you're watching the Jurassic World Alive Twitter feed over the week or Instagram, and by the way, I did start up an Instagram, so I will post cool AR shots on my Instagram account probably once a day-ish. And if you are having problems with your AR, I'll put links in the description below that will go over which phones are AR compatible for both Android and iOS. I know I get a ton of questions about that. Going back to last week's event, where on Sunday, which was yesterday, you were able to catch 12 Stegosaurs. If you didn't get the opportunity to catch 12, don't worry, it is one of the most common dinosaurs out there. Just make sure you dart as many as you can and get all the DNA that you can, because Stegosaurus can also be fused with Triceratops to create Stegoceratops. This week of the most interest to me initially is going to be the Velociraptor and the T-Rex DNA. As you can see on my team, I did get the AMC bonus incubator, so I have a T-Rex at level 13. I was able to get my Velociraptor to level 15. I did a video that you can watch. I'm going to go with here, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you can watch here about the role that speed plays and why Velociraptor is so good in the current meta for player versus player or battles. And what I referenced at the end of the video where I said you can check your post office, the reason is because while Velociraptor spawns at night, you can find them during the day at post office. Same for the Utahraptor. It is a nest, if you will. That doesn't mean there's going to be one at the post office every time you go there, but they do spawn during the day at a post office. So if you are looking for Velociraptor DNA, and I suggest you do get as much as possible, then that is a good place to look. My team has changed up quite a bit. As you can see, I've got the Nodopodosaurus that I created from the dinos of last week. I have the Velociraptor, I have the Utahraptor, I have the Nodosaurus, which was also from last week. The T-Rex I already went over, the Ankylosaurus, and then I do actually have Allosaurus in my team even before this event started, because I just think it's a nice dinosaur. It fills a lot of roles. I'm going to take these dinos into a couple of battles. I'm at my coin limit for the day. I am in Badlands, and I was asking the guys over at the metahub.info Discord, and I'll put a link to that down in the description below. It's a great resource tool. They do a lot of research. I help them with a lot of research, and a lot of good people out there that are willing to help you build your best team. But when I got to Badlands, I started asking them, like, I'm getting absolutely destroyed in every game I play, and they told me that Badlands is kind of the wall between the really great players or the people who have really strong dinosaurs at this point in the game, and then everybody else that's trying to get there. So if you get to Badlands, which is Arena 5, and you find yourself struggling, do not get discouraged. I know I was getting discouraged, and don't. You are going to take some tumbles here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open, because the opening with Velociraptor is not a good strat when you get up to Badlands. Up until you get to Badlands, it's fine. You can open with Velociraptor, and especially if you have a really high one. If you don't have a really high one, I would open up with something more defensive. So I'm actually just going to put up my wall here. Once you get to Badlands, unless you just have a completely overpowered Velociraptor, like mine's at 15 and I won't even open with mine at 15, then I would open up with something a little tankier that can handle the Velociraptor attack. I'm going to go for my instant invincibility. What this is going to do is it's going to prevent me from taking any damage here. And hopefully, I've got one more hit on him, and that should be enough. And my shield should protect me enough to sustain here. I only have one move available, so I'm going to take that one. And we do get the first knockout. It's very crucial to get the first knockout. If I can go up 2-1 on my opponent, and I still have my Velociraptor alive, then I'm going to win. So I don't mind if I get knocked out here. Obviously, I'd prefer not to get knocked out, but if it happens, it happens. I will sub in my Velociraptor to go for the one-hit KO, and then sub him back out and keep him on the bench until I lose another dinosaur, and then go for the one-hit KO once again. See, I did my instant invincibility, which means on Nodosaurus's big move, I took 0 damage. So now I'm gonna follow that up with a shield. I'm gonna do just a little bit of damage. 207 is not great, but we do have 2 tanky dinosaurs going at it here. I apologize if you can hear that, I don't know, tree chopper in the background. I'm in a park, there's nothing I can really do about that. And we're gonna try to whittle this guy down. We both have our shields up. This is gonna take a minute. I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out. We'll speed up the tape so that you guys don't sit and watch this, because it is gonna take a little bit. And we'll follow up after we get done with this battle. And there we go, the one-hit KO. I had the level 15, I went first. Remember, if you have the same level, it's whoever picks their move first. So if you know your opponent's Velociraptor and you have Velociraptor and you know that you guys have the same level, because you can get them to expose theirs first, that's gonna give you a nice advantage as far as you have to pick your battle move quickly. We're gonna do one more battle, Badlands again. Let's see how this one goes. And this is just going to be academic at this point. He's probably going to take out my Allosaurus, no matter what dinosaur he has in the battle. But all I have to do is bring out my Velociraptor, and I already know that my Velociraptor is a higher level than his, so I'm going to get to go first. That's actually twice I've stuffed his critical hit on my Allosaurus with my instant invincibility, so it's a really nice move there. I'm actually just going to continue to sacrifice. Oh wow, I was just trying to sacrifice out my Allosaurus, and it didn't matter because we picked up the victory. Did not even need to bring the Velociraptor back in. But you see the strat there, and why opening with Velociraptor once you reach a level like Badlands is not a great idea. And if you have an underpowered Velociraptor, it's actually a pretty decent strategy to run at the lower levels where you use something a little more tanky and get them to expose their Velociraptor. As long as you can survive with that first dinosaur, and at the lower levels, I will admit, it is really difficult. It is that the lower levels up until Badlands is predominantly run by Velociraptor, or how quick your dinos are between Velociraptor, the Tanny dinosaur, and the Utah Raptor. But that's it for today's video. I don't have, and I apologize, I don't have the entire list of which dinosaurs are going to be out on which days. I will probably know later on today. If so, I will tweet that out as soon as I find out. Remember, description below is going to have the AR, no AR phones, which ones it works with and which ones it doesn't. And then also hit me up over there on Instagram, and I will post some of my AR shots. I hope you guys learned something from today. I hope you guys are excited about something from today. And before I forget, I do want to mention, because this is kind of big, they did not change the spawn time, so they don't spawn for the 24 hours. It is still the 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Spawn times for the special edition supply drops with the dinosaur of the day. Keep that in mind. I know they said they were going to work on a fix, and I will say there are a lot more spawns happening in the park. It's not just the featured dinosaur of the day, but at the same time, it kind of sucks if you're in a part of the world where 9 to 9 is overnight for you. It really limits how much you're able to get out there and extract DNA. So keep that in mind, and if you don't have the opportunity to grab DNA, I feel bad for you. Hopefully they're working on it, because really that is the biggest flaw that I see so far with their system. And I know they said that they're working on it, and I don't know if they think they've already done the fix by putting more spawns out, or if it's just going to take something more than a hot fix in order to fix it permanently. That's all I got for today. Get out there, get some DNA, and we'll catch you guys next time.